It's the CFT Semifinals, Baylor versus Indiana.
This game will decide who will face UCF after upsetting LSU in the finals. Let's see. Indiana has been a dark horse, running roughshod over this, CFT tournament. Can they punch their ticket to the finals?
And they are going to have to do it against a really solid Baylor team. I mean, let's put it out there. Baylor, the number one team of the tournament, they were able to defeat some really great programs. They've defeated Marshall, UCF, which, by the way, they're going to be playing in the championship game. Boise State, LSU, that just got knocked out by UCF, and Stanford. 5 straight wins, and now they have another first down as they start the opening drive of this second semifinal matchup.
It is now 2nd and 3. Baylor, what do you think Baylor has to do to stop this powerful Indiana squad?
Well, look, Baylor is the team to beat, not the other way around. If Baylor is going to hold on to this 5-game winning streak, they're going to need to do it on the ground. They have been successful on ground offense throughout the entire tournament.
This is true, but Indiana has been white hot. They're the favorites to take it all the way. I mean, I don't know what the quarterback is doing. What is he doing? He's about to get sacked. What was that?
I don't know, but what I'm more concerned about, not necessarily the loss of 3, is the idea that Indiana is the team to win. If anything, I've been looking things up. Indiana is probably the long shot. They're the 4th-seeded team going up against the number 1-seeded team of the tournament. I mean, if they were to upset Baylor, it would be not a great surprise, but I'm not just going to say, oh, Baylor just has no chance.
I'm not saying that, but I mean, they're not playing like the 4th seed. They've been playing like they're the best team in this tournament. Unlike other teams, they've shown that they belong here, and they may not be a pretty decent team, but they're a great team. And I think that's all that matters here.
Well, look, Indiana's going to have their time to shine and try to prove a lot of people wrong, including myself. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'm looking at Baylor to take it all the way. But if you are a person that is a Hoosier fan, I can see why you're very excited about this team. In order for them to make it to the semifinal, they had to go up against LSU. They couldn't get the job done. And they couldn't get the job done against Stanford. But they were able to beat Maryland, Marshall, and Western Kentucky.
Wait a minute. Big run here.
It's a very big run for 33 yards by the quarterback. I will say this. If there is a reason why Indiana has made it this far, it's the quarterback. I think the quarterback might be the MVP of the tournament.
Yes, so far he's probably playing like one of the best quarterbacks in this tournament. The man can run, he can throw, he makes smart decisions. He's not perfect, but he's perfect enough to get them this far.
Talk about smart decisions. That was a very receptive play by number 3. I mean, that's the type of connection that this quarterback has. He's able to make smart strategic moves, and he's shaking things up both on the passing and on the rush. And now the halfback gains a yard, but that's normal, right?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, like I said, their quarterback has been the reason why they've gotten this far, but they have a pretty decent winning game too. I mean, it's not used as much, but as you can see, he gets about 6 or 7. It's 3rd and 1.
And that's Indiana's MO, right? When they rush, you might see them gain maybe a yard, but they also are the type of team that can gain an easy 15, 20 on the ground. It's really a mixture of smart movement on the ground, and the halfback doesn't gain anything, loses. In fact, a yard makes it 4th and 3rd, but Indiana's going to try to put it through the upright for a chance at 3.
Looks like a chip shot. Should be in the kicker's range.
It's about 25, close to 30 yards that Indiana is attempting to make. Contemplating, gets the kick set up, and
it is short!
It's out of gas.
What was that?
I mean, it was definitely on the right track, but just didn't have enough left in the tank to make it for 3.
That's not good. If Baylor has a chance to respond.
Baylor is breathing softly.
Oh my goodness!
By that missed field goal, and they capitalize with a first down.
Trucking that play as he fights for the first.
Quarterback number 14 steps back, sees the tight end, and is going to go for more, and this time it's 17 yards, another Baylor first down. This is what I'm talking about. When Baylor is in a groove, they are going to move things very quickly down the field.
You may have a point here. I still feel like they're just missing something. I don't know what it is about Baylor. Something with me doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Time will tell as this game progresses.
Well, Baylor is moving down the field. It's now 2nd and 5. With about a minute in the first quarter, the halfback number 25 is going to get the first down. And for 12 yards, I mean, they can possibly go for a chip shot for 3 if they need to, but they're going to try to see if they can go for 6. Quarterback gets it again, but the middle linebacker, number 12, is like, no thank you. You're going to have to earn your positive yards.
Yeah, luckily it was at the line of scrimmage, so there's no loss and no gain. So 2nd and 10.
14 with a long look, gets it to number 25, and look at that.
Oh, the ball is out! The ball is out, and Indiana recovers the ball.
Oh, Baylor! You were looking so good until number 25, he couldn't hold on to it. And number 15 is proud of himself. He was like, yeah, you thought you got it? No, thank you. And it looked like number 42 was able to recover it.
Oh, no. And 25 looks like he's hurt. Let's see what happens. Hopefully he's okay.
Now it's Indiana's time to respond with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 5 is going to step back. Doesn't see much.
Oh, the ball is dropped.
Yeah, I mean, with all that pressure, it doesn't surprise me that he couldn't hold on to the ball.
It is now 2nd and 10. Momentum has shifted just about a bit for Indiana. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Number 5 is stepping back long, tries to get it to the number 83, couldn't pull it off. The tight end wasn't able to catch it. It's now 3rd and 10.
Need to take some flats, take some slides. Don't always go for hero ball here.
In this case, gets it to the wide receiver number 1, and will get the first down for 17 yards.
Sometimes there's nothing wrong checking down. Getting the surefire first. Don't have to be hero ball. Don't have to go for the long shot every play.
Well, look, Indiana has been creative on mixing it up on runs and passes. Speaking of passes it to no one. Number 22 tried to stop it and was able to do so.
I don't know. Indiana quarterback, he's looking a little shaky. I don't know why. He's not really doing anything here. It looks like that's going to be 3rd and 2. Give him 8.
And that ends the first quarter. And we don't have anyone scoring in the first quarter. This is going to look like a big game for either team. And it's a big loss for Baylor. The halfback number 25 is out for the entire game.
That's not good. That was one of their top guys. He's out. So that
was the top guy on their offensive line. I mean, that's a big loss for Baylor.
Hopefully Baylor can recover. That might not come back to haunt him. And he gets it.
Number 1 is taking it to the house for 33 yards.
Already 110 yards for Indiana. Like I said, this team is dangerous. Once they get hot, it's hard to stop them.
And now with that, that's going to be a loss of 2.
Baylor's defense stepped up, lost 2 yards. It is now 2nd and 12. Let's see what Indiana can do. Can they punch this in and finally take a lead? This has been a pretty good defensive battle so far between two teams.
Yeah, no one is able to score much. Quarterback number 5 is stepping back, takes a good look, and the tight end.
Oh, what a hit! I'm surprised he held on to the ball there.
But that was a great recovery for 18 yards. And the quarterback is now 4 for 8 for 84 yards.
What a hit!
6 first downs for the game so far. Indiana is finally going to punch it in for 6 if they can get this drive in. It's going to be a run. Number 12 is going to get this as the primary receiver.
And it's a touchdown!
And punches it in. An Indiana touchdown.
Indiana finally gets on the board. They strike blood first. And like I said, when Indiana gets hot, this has been the story the entire tournament. When they get hot, they are hard to stop. And when Baylor losing one of their number 1 guys, can Baylor react from this?
Look, Indiana is the type of team that they're all about controlling the tempo, right? They can be able to not just get the ball in their possession, but hold it for as long as they need to try to control the tempo of the game. If Indiana can continue to do that, Baylor is going to have to spend a lot of time making up on lost ground.
What do you think the coach has done for this Indiana team throughout this tournament?
Well, Indiana's head coach reminds the players that, look, every game is a new opportunity to change things up, take risks, but most importantly, have fun. And you can tell that Indiana is having so much fun because they're taking number 14, the quarterback, to school.
And that's going to be a 3 and out. Loss of 1. It's 4th and 1. They got to punt the ball back. With about 3 minutes left in the first half, Indiana could pour it on here.
Look, Indiana, they're treating this like it's the casino. They're playing with the house's money. Some people say that Indiana didn't even belong in the tournament, let alone make it to a semifinal.
Well, all those people had said that they were eliminated from the tournament. Indiana is still standing.
Or didn't even make the tournament. Ohio State. But anyway, the tight end gets it for 22 yards.
I mean, like I said, if I was a betting man, I'll take Indiana any day. Unlike some teams that was in this tournament that stunk it up, that probably definitely didn't belong here. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Look, there's a lot of teams that are watching it at home saying, why could it not be me? I don't know if Fresno State is one of those teams that can say it, but I'm knowing a lot of programs that are watching this game tonight. They're like, wow, that could have been us.
Well, Fresno State is so bad, they don't deserve to watch the rest of this tournament. They need to do suicide laps for now until next season.
I don't know. I think this is one of the games where the coach can say, hey, this is what two solid programs look like. Speaking of solid, that was a great reception to number 1 for 23 yards.
Look, solid is not in Fresno State vocabulary, so let's not even play ourselves.
Well, that was a lovely looking pass to number 1. And with that pass, it's going to put them in a very great spot to try to go for another touchdown for Indiana. That'll be a 2-possession lead going into the end of the half.
Yep, just like another team.
And
hey,
the
Indiana gets the first and goal.
Gets it again for 11 yards. First and goal.
Like I said, Indiana looks like they're ready to pour it on before the half. Baylor's got to step it up here if they don't want them to score again.
At the 6, they lose a yard. So that'll give them second and goal at the 7. This time a short pass.
Hey,
the wide receiver, but couldn't get it to hold down. And number 3 is like, that is the move that we're going to make to stop you.
I thought that was going to be a catch, but he couldn't hold on to it. I mean, it was great coverage, so I understand. And it's a touchdown!
And number 13 had to remind people why they're here. Another touchdown for Indiana, 13-0.
Baylor, you showed up to play today, right? You guys are not... What's going on here? It's
I mean,
14-0.
if I was the head coach for Baylor, I would be going back to the locker room and reminding them that, hello, you are the top-seeded team of the tournament. You've defeated 5 outstanding programs to make it. They need to act like they belong here.
Yeah, but Baylor's not playing like it. They're playing like scrubs right now.
Well, look at the defense. They're holding them down to under 100 yards.
Yeah, but it's not resulting to any points.
Well, look, it's really a question, and that was actually a comment for Indiana. That's the reason why they're up by 14. They're holding Baylor to 100 yards. Speaking of that, it's going to be another loss for Baylor. They lose a yard. It goes down to 2nd and 11. And right now, Baylor is going to try to figure out what to do to respond to the pass rush from Indiana. Number 14 steps back, and I think that's going to... number 16 has to be there.
There's no way. He couldn't have made that. The quarterback overshot him.
I don't know. I think that he could have moved Look, there was no one in his way. It was a clean passing lane. That's something, again, you got to think, where do you need to go? Where are you making your spots to get those receptions? And that's just another example. Number 8, you can't say that there was anyone in the way. He just couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that first play we saw was, we could agree to disagree, but that one, not even...
I don't think that's a debate. He just didn't hold on to the ball. And now number 14 is going to get the ball, holds on to it. It's going to be near midfield.
That's probably going to take us to half, burn one more play here.
Yeah, they're going to try to burn one play. I don't think they're going to try to gamble it with a 14-point lead. Number 12, doing the right thing, just punch it in the middle, and that's going to be the end of the first half.
Baylor is down big. They're down 2 possessions going into the half. What does a coach have to get to this team's head to get back in this game? Look at them. They just look pitiful out there.
Well, the first thing that they have to do is have the attitude of a champion. They need to act like they belong here. I mean, look, Indiana has shown that when they run it, they're going to run it at very crucial points of the game. But they're not afraid to take it in the air, and they have over 140 yards to show for it. And the reception...
he's not... Wide receiver didn't go anywhere. Only 19 yards.
Was clogged up. They're going to play below the 20 yards.
Got to work the length of the field.
And from here, let's see what Indiana does. They'll have possession in the second half. Quarterback rolls back, steps back, a nice throw to number 13. Talk about getting out of that area.
And that gets him in midfield already.
That's some breathing room. So now the quarterback can make some damage and do some work. A new set of downs.
See what happens here. It's 1st and 10 in midfield.
And number 5 steps back. If I were him, I would go for number 1, and he does. And that's going to be another first down for 17 yards.
Once again, Indiana's starting to pour it on here. I mean, Baylor's got to step up on defense if they want to stay in this game. I mean, it's still early, just starting the third quarter. But Baylor's got to do something defensively if they want to get back in this game.
And they have a strong possibility to shut down Indiana if they can capitalize here. It's 1st and 10. Past the 50, they're around the 45 the other direction. And quarterback number 5 rolls back, and number 1 couldn't hold on to it.
I mean, he was throwing in double coverage. He's lucky that wasn't picked. But, hey, I'll take a drop pass over an interception any day of the week.
Anybody would take that given the risk. And now quarterback number 5 gets it to the halfback number 12. Goes up the middle for about 3 yards.
Yeah, didn't get much, but at least it was positive yards. It's 3rd and 7. This might be out the kicker's range, so they might want to get a little closer here.
Yeah, they need about maybe 20 to 25 yards to have a fighting chance for a good field goal. And the wide receiver number 1 is going to get it, completes it for a first down from the 10-yard reception.
And that keeps the chains moving. They're getting close to the red zone. Baylor's got to step up on defense, or they're going to be in trouble.
Well, it's hard to do that when Indiana is hot and loaded with 12 first downs for the game. Quarterback,
oh my goodness,
had to throw it somewhere. I mean, that was a sack waiting to happen.
He didn't see that defender coming. He got blindsided. He lucky it wasn't a loss.
Now he steps back, 2nd and 10, gets it to the halfback, and that's going to be for 6 yards.
Indiana don't have to do much. The time's on their side. All they have to do is just keep doing what they're doing now. Baylor's the one that has to play catch up here. It's 3 minutes left in the third.
It's what I said before. Good time management is going to help Indiana. If they're smart enough to know when to throw it and know when to keep it on the ground.
What a catch!
With a catch like that, that's going to give them another set of downs.
Looks like he was eating his Wheaties and held onto the ball. It is 1st and goal.
289 total yards. That's the production of Indiana.
And that's another touchdown by Indiana.
Add 7 yards to that and another 7 points for Indiana. Dare I say the words, a blowout?
What you were saying about Baylor?
What I said about Baylor is that they were the number 1 seeded team going into the semifinals. That is a fact. But Baylor is not playing like the top seed, and Indiana has a 3-possession game.
Baylor's got to do something. This game is getting out of control. I didn't think it was going to be right now a shutout. I mean, I thought it was going to be back and forth when we saw that first defensive battle. But as you can see, Indiana is running away with this game, and Baylor is in trouble.
Look, we talked about this before the show, that, both of us predicted that it's going to be either Baylor versus LSU. I mean, we even talked about Indiana going up against LSU, but wouldn't it be interesting if the two teams that we would have never expect to be in a championship, dare I say it, UCF versus Indiana?
I mean, the way Baylor's looking, that might be a possibility. No one had that on their bingo cards.
And I don't know, like, if anyone predicted this, you must be Nostradamus, because I did not see this coming. Speaking of not seeing it coming, number 14 didn't see that sack.
And now it's 2nd and 13. And Baylor's got to get it together.
They can try to turn it around, but they got to move forward.
I don't know why you throw a screen pass in that situation. It's 3rd and 8. They got to at least get to midfield to keep the chains moving.
They need it right there. The blitz is coming, and that was a clean pass.
This could be something here. They're in the red zone.
That is what Baylor needed for 41 yards.
And they're going to punch it in.
It's going to punch it in. Baylor is not going out into that good night silently. They are going to fight for every possession, and now it's 21-7.
Where was this Baylor at early game?
I don't know, but they must have heard us talking, because now they're trying to fight their way back into the game.
Let's see what happens here.
And number 1 is just going
for
a long walk.
They're already at the 30, already a 75-yard return. Damn near almost took it all the way if he got one more block.
I mean, Baylor had that glimpse of hope, and then Indiana's like, nah, that's not happening.
Oh my goodness! A pick by Baylor, I'm sorry. And they get the ball right back. What is going on? Indiana, please do not turn the Fresno State.
If you decided to watch this game in the second half, you're thinking, okay, what did I miss in the first half? Because I'm going to tell you now, this is not what happened in the first half at all. This is a totally different game.
I mean, Baylor is showing some life now with about 55 seconds left. They need to start doing something now. Time is not on their side.
And with that reception, that's another first down to number 80 for 24 yards. I mean, this is looking pretty interesting.
They're already at midfield. Time is on their side.
And
oh my goodness!
Does everyone have butterfingers? Why they can't hold on to the ball?
At the worst possible time, Indiana got the ball back after Baylor had butterfingers. Oh my goodness, this is not good. After the momentum is shifted right back to Indiana.
Indiana, if they can punch it in for another 6 points, that can be the final nail in the coffin that ends Baylor's run here in the tournament.
Indiana, with time on their side, they're just killing the clock.
I mean, why not? Why not just end this quarter and try to end it at fourth? And right there is going to be another first down. They're going to carry through another first down.
And that should take us to the fourth.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a wild 3 minutes in the third quarter.
Exactly, but Indiana still holds a lead 21-7 after they get into the fourth and final quarter. Can Indiana punch their ticket to the championship game?
Well, they can hold on to the 14-point lead and maybe add some more with another touchdown, but they won't do it with that pass.
Do you think Baylor has a chance to make some noise in this final possession of quarter?
Well, look, Baylor has no damn choice. If they can't capitalize on the next possession, it's all over. Indiana is going to get it for 21 yards by the halfback, number 6.
They're in their own territory.
If Indiana scores it here and Baylor does not have a response in their next drive, I just can't see how Baylor is going to turn out a win with this big deficit.
Let's see what happens here. It's going to be another first. I cannot believe. Can you believe what you're seeing right now? I mean, the Baylor fans are shocked. They cannot believe that Baylor is down bad in the fourth, down to Indiana of all teams.
I mean, I've seen some people literally leaving the Orange Bowl because they just can't see a world where Indiana is going to upset them. But you know what? It can happen in about 4 minutes.
Yes. Indiana's smart, killing the clock. Time is on their side. And that's going to be another... No, they didn't give it to them.
But you know what? This is the most messed up part of it all. Not only can Indiana hold on to the ball and keep it on the ground, guess what? The quarterback can just keep it for himself and try to punch the necessary yards for a first down. So this is really bad if I was Baylor.
They don't give it to them. It's 3rd and inches.
Yeah, they didn't make much production there, but they just need a few inches to clinch another first down. And that's going to happen. Number 12 does enough work to get the first down. Moves the change just a tad bit because they're at the red zone territory.
See what happens here.
And again,
it's an option play. And
if I was Indiana, I would do the same thing. I mean, I am that type of quarterback that I could just keep it going. I don't even need somebody to receive it. It's 27, make it 28-7, Indiana.
Did Fresno State, inhabited the souls of Baylor because they're playing like Fresno State?
Wow, talk about petty. But you know what? I can't even argue with you. I mean, they are not doing what a top-seeded team should be doing, and they're giving up 21 points as a result of it.
I mean, choking like the Bulldogs. Baylor's got to do something on this possession or it's pretty much over.
I told you, if they can't do something on this drive, that's it. And with 5 yards, they're halfway to the first down. 2nd and 5, number 14 steps back.
And oh my goodness, he takes a sack. Luckily, he only lost a yard.
There were, 3-4 defenders that were ready for him? He had nowhere to go.
I don't know why they're not calling time. They have time out.
14 is stepping back. Who's he going to throw?
Oh my goodness. This game is over. They got to go for it on fourth. They don't have a choice.
Indiana is shocked that Baylor is playing like a team that doesn't look like they've won 5 straight games. Number 25 was like, you know what? You leave yourself that vulnerable.
Well, they're punting the ball. It looks like they're giving up.
They have. This is what loser ball looks like. They're not even bothering to try to see if they can go for another first down. And Indiana, it looks like you are going to have a trip to the championship of the CFT.
Like I told you, Indiana was a dark horse, and they're running the table right now, and now they're punching their ticket. One first down is going to put this away, and Indiana shocking the world. Could you ever imagine that we have a Cinderella championship game with two teams that people think didn't deserve to be here in the first place?
I'm going to be honest with you. I predicted before the tournament that a Big Ten team is going to be in the finals. What I did not predict is that Indiana would be the Big Ten team that would win the championship, or at least make it to a championship.
But I told you, Indiana, when I saw that game they had, and I told you Indiana might be the team that run the table, and I was right. I hitched my horse's Indiana wagon, and now they're punching their ticket with 43 seconds left, heading to the championship game to face UCF.
This is proof that when you play in the CFT, any team has a fighting chance to win a championship.
Unless you're Fresno State.
Well, yeah, unless you're Fresno State, and I think Baylor might be the latest casualty. They're going to go home because Indiana, with just 10 seconds, they are going to be the second team to face University of Central Florida for a national college football tournament title. And there we got it. Indiana, the 4th seed, is moving on and will go up to face a very competitive UCF team. I mean, this is outrageous to say, but Indiana could be a championship-loaded team.
I told you they were going to run the table. Look at the quarterback. Look at his numbers.
Man. I mean, 16 for 25. He kept it in the air for a decent amount of time for the game and has made huge production as a result of it.
This is true. Well, guys, the stage is set. It's going to be Indiana versus UCF in the finals. Tune in next week as we crown a brand new first ever CFT world champion.
It's again Indiana, the team going to the finals. It's going to be 28-7. Baylor, the second national semifinalist.
Here we are. The stage is set. Tune in next week as we crown a new champion. Good night, everyone, from the CFT.
Thanks for watching.